What's up? Always loving local music. It's King TD featuring KP List and Taffy Raw with Chiggy Chiggy. 8:21, that's the time on the morning mix. Good morning, welcome.
Just for our Maria fans who like to drool over the screen every time that she's on air, Maria will unfortunately not be available today.
Yeah.
So you're stuck with me and this hero right here.
It's just the two of us.
It's just the two of us. Yeah.
And of course you watching from the other side of the screen and listening. Not forgetting, of course, there are a lot of you that are joining us on terrestrial radio around the country. Good morning and welcome to the morning mix to you guys as well. We're just going to do basically a roundup of some of the major stories from this weekend. The biggest one, I guess, that we start with is the unfortunate shooting. I heard, I think Sunday morning is when I got like bits of information on the story.
How did you get the information? I want to hear this.
My wife was out on Saturday night, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like some of the people in the circle that she was hanging with are sort of tied to the family. So I guess maybe they got the information. I don't know how they got the information. She was telling me in the morning.
Oh, okay.
And I was sort of half awake and I was concentrating on my breakfast. But I did read a little
so
bit.
So Jane, jou vrou like skinder nie, vroegoggend nie.
Sy kom skinder by my, ek luister net.
Yeah, my wife is also my skinder partner.
Yeah, like baby anders moet ons gaan skinder.
If you let me just tell you one thing to all of you out there. If you're going to tell me a story, I'm going to go tell my wife.
Of course. Don't tell anybody, does not include my wife.
Yeah. Yeah, so you heard this.
Yeah, so she told me, obviously she told me from the perspective of the fact that the accused is the father to former Miss Namibia. Odile Hertz. Yeah. So I was sort of stuck on that, but I didn't really get all the details until this morning when I went through the newspapers a little bit. But you've been following the story a little bit.
Yeah, it was the same for me, Kyobase. I mean, I woke up yesterday morning. I had a bit of a late night because I was hosting an event, so there wasn't no going to church for me. So woke up, lying in bed, scrolling through your cell phone, and you suddenly see this picture of Frans Gertze. Frans Gertze, a well-known guy in the educational circles. He's heading the NQA.
Maybe a qualifications authority.
Yes, exactly. So very stand-up guy in society, and I think it came as a big shock to many of us that he's been, embroiled into something allegedly like this. He has been arrested, or I believe that he's in hospital at the moment. I think that's what the reports are saying.
Was it like an attempted murder-suicide type of situation?
Allegedly, he, from the reports that basically filtered through is that he was shooting he allegedly shot his wife in the lower legs. And one of the bullets
ricocheted
or whatever, he shot himself through the struggle with the weapon. So he's apparently in hospital at the moment. You know what, Kyobase, it becomes a bit difficult, to sit here and tomorrow. We supposedly be celebrating International Men's Day. I didn't even know there's such a thing as a Men's Day because anything else.
Somebody still feels the need to honor men somewhere around the world. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with honor men because for some of the men who do have or show some positivity in society, those men needs to be honored. But sometimes I think the bad so much, like Maria always say, outweighs the good at the moment. That I was also in shock when I heard that there's an International Men's Day. So, we will be following the story of Frans and Anita Gertze. We're just happy to hear that she's out of danger at the moment.
Yes, she's in stable condition.
Yeah, she's in a stable condition in hospital. And there's probably more to the story that comes through. And obviously these Kataturas kinder stories, obviously
the rumor mill is turning.
Started mushrooming again. And we will not get into that. But the rumors are flying left, right, and center now again. Why this has happened?
Of course.
But let's not, put any blame on the victim, who is Anita Gertze at the moment.
It draws some parallels to the Oscar Pistorius case not so long ago in South Africa.
Yeah, Kuma. There was Kuma, an intruder. I saw an intruder. What witchcraft nonsense is this?
Is that witchcraft that we were talking about on the show just a while ago? But yeah.
Hello. Oscar already took that one. You should have thought about something else.
And look where that defense ended him up.
Hello.
So yeah. We are, like Neville is saying, going to keep following the story as information keeps coming through. I think Frans is supposed to appear in court today. I'm not really sure what his condition is in the hospital, but he is due to appear in court today. So we'll probably have an update for you with regards to that and what the judge says tomorrow morning.
Cubase, kom ek sê vir jou so, my bro. I'm so, and I think we're all equally tired that men resort to behavior like this. That if you can't control your emotions, if your relationship or your marriage goes sideways or south, that you have to resort to such an extent that you do something like this. And I mean, I understand that he used a 7.7 rifle.
Hunting rifle?
It's a hunting rifle. I've seen that weapon. You know what a 7.7 looks like. And the size of those bullets. And you shoot someone with that repeatedly. I just don't know, man.
That is insane.
It's really insane.
Maybe he saw that black cow that they were talking about that's always standing in the streets in Dola.
Oh, what's his name? Alfredo.
That's why he went for the hunting rifle.
It's just sick, man. It's just sick. But to all our women out there, our apologies again. All our mothers, our daughters, our women, our sisters out there. Our sincere apologies once again that you were being let down again by an incident in our society that was just unwarranted at the moment. So, about a speedy recovery for Anita, and we just hope that the kids will be okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, let's quickly read some of the comments before we keep it moving on the morning mix for this morning. Tenga Kea saying Moro. A couple of people joining the stream. Paulus Ndapewa, good morning. Guys, I wear fresh haircut. Looks like a schoolboy.
Who now?
I don't know. Did you get a haircut?
VSJ.
Nee, my hair is not cut.
Nee,
I just woke up like this. Makwa van Makwa. Morning, gents. I've been out of credit for a while. I recovered now. Bradley Koo said, morning guys. The Frans Gertze one was a shocker. It definitely was. Chandri Imogen Niels. Someone made a fake profile in the name of Mr. Albert Hange, I'm assuming, and said he's getting married with Mrs. Anita Gertze. I don't know if this is a confirmed story or if it's something that is floating around the rumor mills. Morning, guys, from Richard Henkert. Morning, thanks for joining us. Morning, Q, you got a haircut. Well done.
That's it. There we go.
Kate.
There we go.
Kate and Khan, man. But I didn't cut my hair.
Then what did you do?
Nothing. I just woke up and it was like this.
Oh. So that's Tokolosi wat jou hare geskeer het.
The witchcraft in my house is on another level. Chandri saying, die is baie seer van iemand om dit te doen.
Yeah.
Of course, morning gents, yeah, I've been out of data for a while, but I recovered now. I hope you're doing well, or hope you're all doing well. Makwa, we got the message. Kavari Roswita, International Men's Day, Namibian men don't deserve to celebrate it at all. That's a bit unfair. I mean...
she's right and she's wrong.
Yes.
Because she's right in... I don't know how... What are we going to do on tomorrow on International Men's Day? What are you and me going to do?
Look, Neville, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to see if there's somebody out there who feels like I'm the kind of man that they want to celebrate on the day. Is somebody going to call me? Somebody's going
to say what to you?
Say, Happy International Men's Day. We appreciate the man you are. And,
Like Father's Day?
Yes.
Okay. I'll
Something
take that.
What, let me just ask. What do you get for Father's Day? If you have to think.
It's obviously on a... I think the emotions and the commotion around it is way more on a lower scale than Mother's Day.
Of course.
So, and you know what? The appreciation you get, because the kids come and they say Happy Father's Day and Daddy... Daddy's been a good daddy and blah blah blah. Mevrou is ook, yeah. Happy Father's Day. Maar jy het mos jou kinders wat vir jou sal kos maak vandag. So. So it's a little bit different when it's on Mother's Day. So I would like to see what happens tomorrow.
When the people in my house are nice to me, normally I start wondering what they want.
Verstand jy?
Like, what will you?
Yeah.
You guys want to go to the movies or what? Why all this niceness?
Exactly.
Bradley Kubisep, the Katutura Times, Lokasi Stories, has been making a fuss about the man being a pastor. Edward Panduleni Julius, morning guys. It's so bad. I think it's time for all men to go for emotion workshops. Okay.
Yeah.
Clever ya Dave, Moro Munduameme. Moro. Morning gents. Sad story indeed. Wait, Clever, is that it? Wait, let me just check. Let me make sure. Oh, yep, that's him. No, he has Dr. Itula has his profile picture. I just wanted to make sure if I'm seeing correctly. Biza Black, morning gents. Sad story indeed. Ali van Beek saying, morning guys, I have been busy lately, but I'm back now. Paulus Ndapewa, ons moet baie, but regtig die duivel is lustig. Die dinge wat gebeur is erg nou. And good morning, Maria Ben, also joining the live stream this morning. Those are the comments I do have for now. There's a lot more that was happening this weekend. Of course, you guys know we are less than 2 weeks away from Election Day.
Yay!
So campaigning is in full swing at the moment, all around the country. And from what we understand, there was a bit of commotion up north. Why can't we all just get along? There was a bit of commotion up north.
The president was I believe, in Umthia, I think on Friday.
Which president? Of Namibia?
Yes.
Oh. Maybe you're
the
president of Nanso or Kenya, Youth League president.
Yeah, I believe the president had, there was a star rally in Umthia over the weekend, and also in Katima or something like that. I think that is where the president was. But Cubase, I'm telling you, in many, many, many years, I've never seen such a big commotion during election time as I do see now. And why? It's because this independent candidate and Swapo, I don't know, the independent candidate, I don't know. Should we name the independent candidate and SWAPO in the same vein? Because we don't know now if the independent candidate is representing SWAPO or not.
For me, as far okay, it's actually very complicated.
It's very, very complicated.
Yes, it's very complicated. I mean, in my opinion, I wouldn't say he is part of SWAPO.
That's what it looks like
But
to
then,
me.
that's my opinion. But then his opinion seems to be also a bit different because he seems to, relish that affiliation to the party. So
Yeah.
well, it makes it very complicated also.
Very, very, very complicated. But nevertheless, I mean, a lot of video clips were filtering through of the ruling party, SWAPO, and Itula supporters clashing in the streets up there in the north. Now, why it has been happening, I don't know. But we sincerely think that the situation can get to a calm, so that the transitional period for this election will be obviously peaceful. That's all we can.
But I think all the parties are supposed to have signed the code of conduct, no? So,
but they didn't sign it. SWAPO was the only party who signed the code of conduct.
Lucato also.
So, who?
Lucato.
Oh, and Lucato. Yeah. So as a result, that's what happened over the weekend. But yeah, exciting times. But Kriba, did you follow the commotion this past weekend up in the north?
I followed it as far as it's possible to distinguish between all the different stories and different sides of the stories. I would like to, well, I don't know if I have the authority to do that.
The man bites sy tong hier so I need to say this in a very nice diplomatic way.
Kom ons praat sommer gou 'n bietjie boeretaal met mekaar.
Ja.
Die 28ste November.
The day after the election.
Ja. Gaan ons nog steeds 'n droogte hê.
Yeah, we'll still have a drought.
Baie ouers gaan wag vir die skooluitslae van hulle kinders van die laaste 12 jaar.
Of course.
Duisende ander gaan skoolklere soek om te kyk of hulle vir hulle kinders plek in die skool kry. Het gaan nog steeds baie droog wees. Want dit reën nie gras nie. Al reën het, dan gaan nie gras soos in die land van Kanaan staan nie. Die melk gaan nie by die spene van die koeie uitloop nie. Dan moet ons kan aangaan. En om dit te kan doen, moet ons in die laaste paar dae en by die verkiesings gedra soos Namibiërs. In die eerste plek. En as ek dit sê, dan probeer ek sê dat die ondersteuners van al die partye en al die kandidate behoort so op te tree dat jy die volgende dag jou buurman vir wie so kwaad wees in die oë kan kyk. Of jy nou gewen het of verloor het. Nou daar's dignity in victory. Maar daar's ook 'n ding soos dignity in defeat. So ons gedrag die 28ste van die oggend van die 28ste.
After the election.
Yes. That is what we should keep in mind, because the country will not change very much. I don't think Okanya will now be 20 kilometers from Windhoek. I don't think the fish will bite.
Can we not talk about fish?
Yes, things like that. So what I would say, we have to keep a bit of a clear mind on this. And we must also spare a thought for the political heat. Of course, the temperatures will be rising. But think a little bit. There are families at this moment who are divided on politics. Not parties or tribes. Of course, those things are also there. But in some cases, families are divided, like in 89.
Exactly.
Your brother and your nephew and your cousin, and things like that. Your girlfriend. Girlfriend might leave you if your candidate wins. So, ek dink ons moet net 'n slag bietjie diep asemhaal en net 'n bietjie realisties wees om vir onsself vra, hoe staan ons op die 28ste? Dis eintlik maar al.
The President of the Republic of Namibia, Dr. Hage Geingob, also in his capacity as President of the SWAPO Party, will be having an engagement with the youth later today. I think from around 4 or 5 o'clock.
Where?
I think it's at the National Theatre of Namibia.
Okay.
To go and speak to the youth of Namibia. Really looking forward to that. To go. Are we a youth hookah? Can I go?
Ek wil jou nou bietjie vra.
Ja.
Jy praat so van youth asof dit 'n collective is.
Yeah.
Wie is die youth vandag? Gee my 'n antwoord.
That is why I just stopped in the middle of my sentence now.
Okay, kom ek het nou so bietjie gaan kyk na myself. Ek qualify ek nog, is ek nog youth?
Excuse me.
Nou ek lyk nie soos youth nie. Maar ek voel lekker. Ek voel youth. So al die meisies daar buitekant, ek is youth. Maar nou, die punt wat ek wil maak. Jy weet vir al die wonderlike goed wat social media en social media platforms gebring het in communication. And the improvement of information and life.
Yes.
And I must say fake news also have a purpose. Fake news. The purpose of fake news is it makes you think. And then you must decide. And you must search a little bit deeper. So it's not a useless thing. Fake news is a good thing. It also gives the opportunity to those people who are serious about information dissemination.
Oh, yes.
To make sure that their news are not fake. Double check. Don't have to be the first. You have to be the most correct. But let's look at the cell phone development. I want to say that, okay, let's take it this year, 2019. If you are now, say, 30, you have already voted when you were 25 in the previous election.
Of course.
You have already voted when you were 23 in the election before that. So you are actually a veteran. You are going to vote the third time. Or you are not going to vote for the third time. The cell phone technology and data, I think, to be honest, youth are not much older than 22 nowadays, if you look on who engage who and on what.
Yeah.
So this idea that you are 30 and a youth must be re-examined.
Hoor die toppie het sê.
Nee, ek is nog
Dink so.
Ek is nog in die youth en julle twee is
Onthou wat nou gebeur is, oor wat is jou conversation? Is dit oor topics van mense wat op skool is? Is dit oor topics van mense wat nou moet begin studeer?
Ja.
En dit is in daai kategorie wat jy gaan wees. Jy kan nie vir my sê 'n man wat nou al 17 toe gaan, of sy 18, 19 toe gaan studeer in medies.
Aha.
23 toe sy 'n dokter, 24. Right? So hy hou hom nie meer besig met die dinge van die youth waarmee hy hom besig gehou het nie. Hy het nou 'n ander mission, hy het 'n ander belangstelling. Hy is nou op ander groepe. So hy is in 'n ander kategorie al klaar. Ek dink wat ons moet doen is we have to look into ourselves. En sê maar hierdie kategorie van the youth, is dit skool, nansoes, daai tipe goed? Is dit activists? Want vandag se kinders het meer inligting. 5 jaar terug het hulle nie geweet wat is 'n walvis in Walvisbaai is nie. Nou protect hulle dit.
Ja.
Hulle gaan langs die see, hulle tel plastiek op. Hulle is environmentally conscious.
Ja.
Ander groep is wat miskien op ander plekke bly is oor ander dele van die environment conscious. Die ding is net with all those things that are out there, do we have the capacity as groups or individuals to focus on one or two things, solve it, and move on? That is the problem.
So,
Jammer ek het so lank gepraat, maar julle het my 'n moeilike vraag gevra. Julle het my 'n vraag gevra wat ek eers die toordokter moes gaan vra.
No, I think Chris, yeah, we will, I think I'll just be loitering around there this afternoon before the president starts speaking to see what is the level of youth that will Cubase. I think maybe we need to go there to go and go and spot.
Maar Chris is reg, daar's different factions within the youth.
Yeah.
Not just the age demographics, daar's ook psychographics wat ook verskil. Dis wat werk, dis wat die werk is.
Ja.
Dis wat op
Klere
skool
wat
is,
jy
dis
dra.
wat is ja.
Yeah.
Some are fashionables, anders lyk soos ek, so you know.
Yeah.
Jy weet
And we-
as manne wat nou 'n Arsenal t-shirt dra wat hy by 'n Chinaman koop in Nkurunkuru.
Yeah.
As hy aan Windhoek met hy Chinaman t-shirt kom en hy ontmoet 'n vriend van hom wat nou die regte Arsenal t-shirt het.
Yeah.
That's an interesting discussion because the one guy say, wat jou pa die geld gesteel om jou dierrem te koop? En die ander sal sê, nou, hoekom support jy die Chinaman? So it's a very dynamic, and it's good for the country. It's dynamic. The problem is not the speech issue and what you say.
Yeah.
The problem is, are we tolerant to listen? That I maintain that as long as we don't listen, we can shout as much as we want. But if you don't listen, there's no dialogue.
Let the youth go and engage the president this evening. I think it's a good platform. Yeah, let's hear what the youth are saying.
Natuurlijk.
Yeah, let's hear what they're saying.
En
Ek moet
guys,
sê vir die president wat nie, en vir enige politicus, moet nou die president is en of het nou die onafhanklike kandidaat is, of het Benani, enige een van die leiers. Dit vat, hulle is heeltemal bewus van hoe kan so 'n vergadering uitrafel, né? Hulle ken die audience. Hulle het dit mos nou al gesien op Facebook en WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Poster wat sê voetsek en daai goed. So hulle is bewus van die risk. En dan die culture van insult wat nou so stadig in Namibië begin posvat het, né, waar jy ou net you don't insult the person. You post your insult on any Facebook, even private Facebook, so that you discourage other people, reasonable people, to participate because they don't want to participate with that tone of voices. Dan bly hulle mos maar net stil. Hy wil nie ook geïnsult word. Nou vir mense om so 'n meeting te hou is brave. Dis brave and that's one. And secondly, you must have a very strong conviction and you must be a very strong leader to put yourself there, and that alone, I think it's admirable.
it's the meeting is happening tonight at NTN, right?
Yeah, it's going to be at the National Theatre of Namibia.
Yeah.
So,
Kom ons kyk, dalk moet ons dit live broadcast, né?
yeah, perhaps
Facebook Live.
Shines
Op Bookface, no.
Bookface.
My phone
Yeah.
is still Bookface.
Yeah, I think it would be very interesting. I mean, like with the engagement that the president had last week with the business community, that was streamed live by us, and
Yeah, it's not the business community. White community.
okay, the white community. Okay.
Yeah, they were blacks, but the stripe of that zebra was very thin. The white stripe was bigger.
The white stripe was bigger.
Yes, and if you are going to attend the meeting today, guys, it doesn't matter whether you are a supporter or not of the current administration. Just remember to accord our president the respect that his office obviously deserves.
But
and also, I mean, we have an issue with especially a lot of fingers pointing at the youth with regards to some Chris nou gesê, "Dene vloek probeer en you just mouthing off basically, and most of the times not even with all the information. on whatever topic it is that you're going on about. So just you can know yourself, and Tuam, if you have a question, whether you agree or disagree, address him respectfully, and then of course you will be awarded or afforded that same kind of respect. Let's just urge
Fully
you.
agree.
Ek wil amper gou vir julle twee sê die belangrikste ding is dignity, né? Ons grondwet. In die preamble sê ons gaan die dignity van Namibians restore. Eintlik 'n kontrak wat ons met mekaar het. En ek dink ons moet mekaar maar net met dignity behandel. Ons nie mekaar nie, your fellow citizens. This thing of when someone, a car guard is asking you money, and you look at him and treat him as it's another pest that were blown in. No, it's not. You can just say, sorry, what's your name? Yeah, Paulus. Oh, Paulus, ek het nie vandag geld nie. Where do you come from? How is it at home? And that alone is also something.
Maria Ben says, Oom Chris en Neville, asseblief, julle is nie youth nie.
In my jare,
Mutatio Karstens says, kom nou Oom Chris, wat is met u Afrikaans moedertaal vandag? Ek sien dat oom in Afrikaans gebraai het oor die kort naweekie. Was daar brandewyn betrokke?
jy ken ons boere. Hy moet brandewyn betrokke zijn, hou die braai kort. We gaan stry oor die kerk en dan politiek. En dan sê hierdie en hy weier om verder daar te sit en die ander moet hom by die hek vang en so gaan het ons nou maar aan. Jy moet sterk wees om 'n boer te wees. Jy moet be 'n survivalist.
No, very, very interesting. So, no, we're looking forward to that. As I say, can't wait. Then, Chris, there's obviously, for this whole weekend, it's still been on everybody's tongue as to what is the way forward concerning the fishing scandal that broke last weekend, because there was a lot of speculation over the weekend that, for instance, I think it was a public outcry that the bank accounts of everybody that's allegedly involved in this case, like it was done with the Amushilelo case, that the bank accounts of these ones involved must be frozen. Now there's been contrasting reports saying that I believe the Namibian reported this morning on their front page that the accounts were frozen. But then again, that there was a statement by Tate Deitunga that said it was not. So, what's your take on it?
Well, I must say this is a very complicated issue in my book. I don't think the culprits, and I think there are many, many more. Yes, the two ministers, and let's not forget. And this is something I see. We are now focusing, because it's politics, on the two ministers. But the private sector throughout the Kalipi was involved as well.
Oh, yes.
Through Investec.
Yes.
And we skirt around that as if it's not serious. It's very serious. Because Investec is holding a lot of pension money of Namibians. So Investec is not a small little thing. It's big. And we cannot now, because we are politically inclined, just go after the two ministers and forget that we must go after the private sector as well. The private sector cannot always, to me it's like a goalkeeper awarding a penalty against himself and then take the kick. It cannot work like that. The private sector also have a huge, no, not a huge, they are the same.
Yeah.
In their behavior than anybody else. That's one. Secondly, I think that the freezing of bank accounts, we will need international cooperation and skill. Why? These guys clearly did not put all their money in the Marua Mall branch of Bank Windhoek, where I am, and have a bank card. Clearly not. So to freeze bank accounts in Windhoek or in Namibia, man, it might just be a small little thing because there's accounts in Dubai. And we see it in other stories of other corruption. It seems that Dubai have this magical system where all Namibia's monies can go there untouchable. Yeah. You have to look into European banks. And then, of course, let's pause for a moment. This Icelandic company who now tries to come out as if they were victims.
Yeah.
It's utter nonsense.
Yeah.
They are for years being investigated. And they brag about the fact that for many years they donated money to political parties, to politicians, to election campaigns. And there were many cases unsuccessfully brought against them. Because they sit with an international team of attorneys. They don't come to this party with clean hands and doing Namibians a favor. Definitely not. In fact, they were exposed, and that is why we got exposed.
Yeah.
That is how the story went.
Yeah.
The expose was in Iceland about that specific company.
Yes.
And then it came and touched Namibia. And it also took 4 years. The media did not wake up one morning and there's the story. It's not like that. It also took a few years. And in the case of the Icelanders, it took much more because there were previous allegations.
Of course.
Because what we should have done, we should have Googled when they came. And then we would have seen, oh, these guys are controversial. If we are so clever on social media, that is one of the first things we should have done and should be doing with every company and investor coming to Namibia. Just Google him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. This one will not be going away.
No.
It will not be going away. I think
It
all
will
of
become
us.
bigger.
It will become bigger and bigger, and
across ministries.
Yeah, across ministries, and I think whether it's the fake news teams and the guys who keep on spreading this and that, there's been so many contrasting information as to what is happening concerning this case. So we will be following that while we are following the elections, and there's a few fronts that we will be following.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's so much happening. Don't just get your news from Katutura Times, please. Don't get it from your friends under the tree. Make sure that you're getting your news from credible sources before you also start spreading the fake news.
Yeah, but the key is also very important there, Cubase, your level. It's not so much what is fake news. It is what do you distribute? What do you send forward? Because it says something about you. If you start sending pictures of naked women that you receive, you are the same, and the receiver and the recipient are the same. But if you don't do it, if you keep it there for your own, whatever, the guy send it. Because what's happening actually in WhatsApp, you have a group, you have hundreds and thousands of groups. Now you join a group or someone put you on the group. What is happening? In fact, you are surrendering your individualism because you are now part of a group. You are not the individual, young intellectual anymore. You become part of a group. You were that sheep going there, but now you are in a group in the same flock. That is the problem. Not by choice, by association, by perception. And in this country, the line between perception and truth, my friend, is near invisible. It's invisible. You know, people are laughing. A year ago, I was traveling there in the deep north. Deep there in the bush. There in the Ukoludi forest area. And I stopped there. I had my son in the car. There was a kuka shop there where I wanted to buy. Because the funny thing is, nobody's got electricity, but everybody's got ice. In the north. There's no problem. And you can there's no electricity, but you can buy a cold beer in the middle of the Namib Desert. That is a fact of Namibia, and I love it. I love my country for that. And there were children standing around there under the bush, under a tree. When I got out, maybe because I'm so ugly, maybe because I don't know what, but they start running. And I don't blame them, because they don't see white people there. I don't blame them. They maybe ran to their mother and said, yeah, a ghost arrived here. But when I took out a packet of sweets, which they recognized, they all turned around and came back, and so a conversation started here and there. Oh, no, I said, we don't know, and so on. Then it was a very nice conversation, what they do. Now on their way home, one must make fire for the old grandmother. So you also learn a lot. But let's be honest, there are areas in this country that are not exposed to all these things every day. Yeah. Really, it's like that. I'm sorry to say, but it's like that.
And you know, when you are sitting like in our position, for instance, where you're exposed to all the news and everything that is happening around you, not all of it, but you sort of tend to forget that there are people who do not get the news from the newspapers.
Vast majority.
I've heard people propagating such rumors, and the person is so convinced that it's true because they saw it on Neville Basson's Facebook page, and Neville Basson is my source of news. So you know, it's one of those things where especially on social media, guys, you need to be careful. Especially,
I think there are areas where people don't know we're independent.
That they still think we're still fighting for liberation.
I was one Saturday afternoon, I passed through Rehoboth and I picked up two guys. And the one guy said, where are you going? Waar gaan julle? Sê ons gaan rugby toe. Ek sê, okay, klim. Dankie, baas. Ek sê, moet julle hier, baas? He said, no, this bastard insists we say baas.
Oh, man.
No, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Any final comments there on your Joe Mensa?
I think it would be sort of unfair to pick one or two because there are a lot that we didn't get to.
Yeah.
A lot of them, of course, are saying good morning as always, just a greeting. No, I don't think I'm going to read comments today.
Yeah, you're not going to read comments today.
I've made an executive decision.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to apologize to everybody that I was not yet to replace Maria. But I phoned Angelina Jolie, but she could not come. She's busy at my house cooking for me for this afternoon. So she did not want to leave the stove.
Chris, how are you celebrating International Men's Day tomorrow?
By being a man that I was and never changed. Since the day I became a man, doing man things. Not worrying and saying, is there a mistake with me because I'm a man? No. And I try not to be the protector of women, because that in itself already creates some problems. I try to see women as those most beautiful creatures.
Yeah.
That they are attractive, you love them, they are womanly, they are motherly, they are softer than us. So maybe all these things passed me. So by being a man, obviously I'll celebrate it with a woman who's a woman. So that is how I'll celebrate.
Yeah, it's International Men's Day tomorrow. I didn't even know, Chris, that we have.
No, I heard it from Cubase.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard it from Neville.
No, I was on Friday night. I was hosting an event for Dep Marine, and the CEO of Dep Marine said to me, "Hello, Bason. Next week Tuesday is International Men's Day. Maybe Tuesday night you must come and talk to the men there, some of the workers of Dep Marine." I said, "What?
Only the workers are men. The bosses are maybe."
Yeah. So I still don't know what am I going to go. So
man,
you must come and do something very nice there. So I still don't know what I'm going to go talk about. But yeah, well, let's see. Let's see how
Dit sal nog lekker wees, man.
we will be celebrating or maybe commemorate
Interesting times to be alive,
Will
for
you
sure.
excuse me, guys?
No, of course. We
Yeah.
are.
And
We are
if
basically-
Angelina Jolie is finished there in my kitchen, I'll send her quickly. Okay.
Ons sal wag.
Dankie om Chris.
Dankie om Chris.
I just wanted to say in closing to you, Jay, wat so nonsens praat van Karatura nis. We know in Karatura where's the GIPF money.
Now show me.
Nee!
Show me. I also want to know.
Go to the people of Karatura, there, big shops, groot winkels. You can talk to anybody who stands there in front of the shops. They'll be able to tell you, Cubase, waar is GIPF se geld? So moenie vir my kom sê Karatura stories is so nie.
Maar sis, nou ek worry nie meer oor JPF se geld nie. Ek soek fish road money. Where's the fish road money?
You know what? Cubase years ago, I think just in closing, we were up in arms with the Social Security scandal where $30 million got lost. And we could not believe that so much money, $30 million, just evaporated in thin air. Since then, we had DPEC, we had GIPF 660 million, we had, I think, this fishing scandal, which could be up to 2.5 billion Namibian dollars.
That's billion with a B.
With a B. This could be, you know, the excess that we're talking about here. And if I think back as to Social Security scandal, that is basically dwarfed into comparison to what we have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sad.
Insane. Saki was ons saam by Una Mac and Jenny.
Miskien julle was saam.
Ja,
Dis ook dom.
Hulle het jou boy.
Braag gemaak het, joh. Ja, hulle het jou boy.
Nee, maar that day he looked like a stand-up lawyer, so you know. So yeah, we soek stand-up lawyers, soek corrupt lawyers. So anyway, that's your Monday edition of the Morning Mix. Crew, we're out of here. Ons is terug môreoggend. Mary is also going to be joining us. Geniet die res van die maandag hier op Informante Radio.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9, Monday to Friday.